appear that the dingbat Candace Owens has completely lost her marbles or lost the plot over on X. I think this Israel war with Iran is actually breaking her because, well, she claims to be America first and anti-war, but really she's just pro-Islam and pro the Iranian regime dominating continuously and not allowing the freedom of the Iranian people. And, well, she's more than happy to talk about lots of this propaganda, but she's actually part of the propaganda machine, except that she is Islam's useful little idiot that is running around. But you know why? Because I believe it just seems very, very coincidental at the moment, doesn't it, that she would be in full support of the Islamic regime still being in power. Same with Tucker Carlson. Tucker's going, oh, I'm America first. I don't like what Trump is doing. He's going to throw us into another war. I don't like that. But here's the difference. Iraq is not Iran. Iran has been, the Iranian people, I should say, have been under bondage for a very, very long time. They are sick and tired of Islam. This is not about, you know, going into what they did in Iraq and saying, oh, they've got weapons of mass destruction. We know for a fact, this is Trump. Trump is saying Iran cannot and should never have nuclear weapons. And if they even get so close to getting nuclear weapons, we'll go in so hard and destroy Iran from having nuclear weapons. You know why? Because we cannot have the Islamic regime to have nuclear weapons. But here's the thing. Trump is not putting boots on the ground, is he? America is not actually involved. Trump has pulled back, has he not? I have heard reports that if the Iranian regime doesn't give up, he is at his wit's end at the moment, he is moving closer to having a little bit more involvement. That doesn't mean boots on the ground. That doesn't mean taxpayers are going to be. Here's the thing. This is what Americans need to understand, even though I'm not American, but I read a lot. American taxpayers spend trillions of dollars every single year on their military. For what exactly? For it to rust, to do nothing? No, it's to do something, to show the world we are the superpower. You mess with us, you're going to end up facing the consequences and the price. Candace Owens doesn't seem to understand that. Neither does Tucker Carlson. You're just spending all this money on military might for it to just sit there and do jack all. And when Trump, who has never changed his mind, he's been rather consistent, even though Candace and Tucker have not, and same with Dave Smith and all the rest of them, they've been very inconsistent. Now they're being very consistent with going against Israel because Israel is the one that attacked Iran. And they seem to think, oh, this is about America's involvement in the war. So we're going to spread a lot of this anti-propaganda against Trump, say that he's the problem. No, he's not. You don't trust him at all. You voted for him. And now you're going, oh, you weren't listening to any of the campaign videos at all, were you? Trump was adamant the entire time. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Sure, Tulsi Gabbard recently, I think it was in March, had a video saying that our intelligence says that Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon. You know how much can change in a few months? A lot can change in a few months. So who do you believe? Tulsi Gabbard, who was not long ago on the left, or Trump, who is now the president of the United States and actually can see what's going on? Who would know more than Tulsi Gabbard? Just pointing that out. The president of the United States versus the job that Trump elected her or chose her to do. Interesting, isn't it? Now, here is what Candace Owens has recently said that I believe has made her completely just lose the plot entirely. She is, I think, just gone to the point of utter insanity, if you ask me. Israel has lost the propaganda war. No one believes Iranians are writing letters begging to be bombed or that this war is about anything other than Israel's imperialism. Send your own sons and daughters. If Trump in any way places us into this conflict, he will ruin his legacy. She also goes, Donald Trump completely fractured his base, and he did it for the very neocons who minted the Never Trump movement. Truly unbelievable. You know what the problem is? The only ones that are against Trump at the moment are people like Candace and all of her dingbat followers. That's the only thing that's going to fracture Trump's base. And you know what? It's probably a good thing because Trump's base is quite strong. The ones that actually trust Trump, really strong at the moment. The only ones are seemingly the bad faith individuals that have been screaming anti-Israel propaganda for the last, I don't know however long it's been, a long time. So because Trump is apparently for Israel, it means that somehow he's not America first. Got it. But you being America first means we're going to stay out of this conflict, even if it means that Iran has a nuclear weapon. Oh, boy. That's not going to end well, is it? Especially if they go, death to America, death to the West, death to the Jews. What are you going to do about that? Oh, I don't care. I saw Sarah Stock go, I don't care if Iran has a nuclear weapon. Right. You clearly have no idea anything about Islam, do you? No clue whatsoever. That just goes to show you everything you need to know, right? The level of low IQ. I don't care if Iran has a nuclear weapon or not. I don't care if they even use it. Good grief. Here we go again. This is the main reason why I'm making this video, because it really just shows the huge decline in Candace Owens. They tried to redefine anti-Semitism. Who exactly? Criminalize criticism of Israel on college campuses. And most crucially, seed the idea the declaration of Christ as our king amounted to hatred against Jews. Yeah, well, we can go into that another time. All of this was done in preparation for the Greater Israel agenda, regarding which they attempted to emotionally manipulate Americans to accept. What is this Greater Israel agenda? My goodness. The conspiracy theorists were right again. It's funny how if you are saying that conspiracy theorists are right, you've lost the plot, more than likely. It was always about a planned war with Iran. You really think so? And a doomed, heretical belief that the mass slaughter of women and children is messianic. If you believe the Polish Benjamin Milenkowski, or whatever his name is chosen by God to impact murder, starvation, rape, and blackmail, then may God have mercy on your soul. Netanyahu is of the synagogue of Satan. Every war he demands in Congress ends with the mass slaughter of Christians. He is more God's chosen than Henrik Yagoda or Vladimir Lenin was before him. Wow. There's a lot that I can say to that or react to that. But firstly, he's of the synagogue of Satan. And yet you are defending and supporting Islam. Islam supports and worships Satan. Just pointing that out as a clear indication of who really supports Satan or is part of Satan's temple, as you try to allude to. Ami Kozak goes, anti-Semitism was not redefined, it was reignited. Criticism of Israel was not criminalized. No one is pressing charges against you or trying to arrest you or anyone else who have only grown their audiences by hating Israel, Zionists and or Jews, as you proudly display a few tweets ago. Exactly right. Candace Owens, I think, lives in this little bubble of Jew hatred, and anything against Jew, she will lap up and go vehemently against. But when it has to do with Islam and Islam's war against Christians and killing Christians, can't talk about that. I wonder, how is it that Israel, their war with Iran is going to amount to loads of Christians being killed? I wonder. What is criminalized is the destruction of property, harassment, assaults on students, breaking and entering, obstruction of movement, and openly aiding terrorist organizations. crimes as have always been. And to get this straight, Bibi's Israeli ethnicity would justifiably or justify his actions against a tyrannical G-word regime, but having Polish ancestry disqualifies him? Who's playing identity politics now? You can continue to stand in solidarity with or defend those who seek to undermine and destroy Western civilization. That's your prerogative. As far as the well-being of Christians go, ask yourself what happened to the Christians across the Middle East, from Egypt to Lebanon to Syria, and under whose watch? Exactly. Israel is the best thing that could happen for Christians in the Middle East, and any religious minority that values their freedom to practice openly. It may cost you this manufactured narrative, though. Avi Yemeni goes, Candace Owens is desperate for the war to end because when Iran's regime falls, so does her grift. Israel's wiping the floor with the mullahs, and she knows her time is almost up. Awesome Jew goes, Candace Owens is spiraling into something dark, demonic, maybe even satanic, like I mentioned a moment ago. And she posted this photo saying the level of propaganda coming out of Israel is beyond parody, saying that, Iranians don't know perfect English. They are reporting that Iranian wrote this letter begging them to bomb a news station. Curiously, the Iranian chose to write the letter in perfect English, not Farsi, Arabic, or Hebrew, but in English. And you had a lot of Iranian people actually respond to this and rip Candace Owens a new one. It was fantastic to see. Essentially, Candace is saying that Iranians are too dumb to speak English. So why would they use English when they could have used Arabic or some other language? English is a universal language, I'll have you know. Most Arabs know English. Candace, I know this might absolutely blow your mind, but in Iran, we actually start learning English in middle school. Wild, right? We study grammar, memorize vocabulary, watch American movies, listen to songs that aren't in Persian, and brace yourself, we even have internet and know how to use Google and spell check. Ouch. Little bit of a burn there, Candace, eh? Now, here's the real kicker. I was born and raised in Iran, lived there for 23 years, left just 6 years ago, and yet here I am wasting my time responding to you. Amazing, huh? It is actually amazing. Candace Owens has truly lost the plot. And anyone that follows her, I really do worry about your level of sanity. I really do. It's quite concerning, the amount of people that actually do follow Candace Owens, because, like I've been saying, she says provocative things. She says the conspiracy theory. She doesn't say the truth. She says everything but the truth. If you are siding for Islam, you are siding against the truth. Just pointing that out, clear as day. Anyway, I think one needs to pray for Candace Owens' salvation, eh? Anyway, that's enough from me. You guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.